Thank you, Pete. I'm Mark Gilligant. I'm the CEO of a group of companies called Blacetrace, and this is Ben Nappit. And Ben is a specialist in our microfluidics and particle engineering team in the UK. Actually, one thing quite funny is Ben Nappit is BK. So here in Beckley, many sites say, I love BK. So everybody loves me here. So what we will do is I will introduce the company a bit, and then Ben will talk about microfluidics, and then talk about droplets and particles. And then after that, then we can also show some particle making here in the back of the room after we finish doing that. So Blacetrace is a world-leading company, a group of companies with headquarters in the UK, but about 95% of our business is outside the UK. About 40% from the Americas, 30% from Europe, and 30% from Asia. We have 3 offices near to Cambridge in the UK. But also we have our own offices in America and in Japan and India and Brazil as well. And we are driven by what we call productizing science, so making products out of new science. We focus on growing very fast and working in cutting-edge markets and technology. I'll just show you this small video to try to introduce the company a little bit. So this is one of our offices in the UK. But we're a very advanced technology innovator in a range of scientific industries. But what we do at our core is we design, develop, and then manufacture scientific products. And so all of these different things are cutting-edge products of different kinds for different applications. But everything you see in these pictures is designed and developed by ourselves in the UK. These are nanomaterials, so we sell them through different brands around the world. And each brand has a focus, but we have offices in these places. We also have a lot of distributors around the world as well who sell our products. And if you think about why we do what we do, fundamentally, we are focused on solving the grand challenges of humanity. So in the next 500 years, we stand very little chance of surviving as a human race because either disease or environment and climate change or food will mean that we cannot survive as a race because we are destroying our planet faster than we actually can survive in it. So all of our tools we have here are enabled to try to accelerate different parts of our ability to survive. So these series products are all about chemistry and doing organic chemistry in different ways. And this is a flow chemistry platform, but then also we have batch chemistry systems as well because they are very traditional and many things can be done with those. Dolomite, which is what we're talking today about, is about microfluidics, so scaling things down to smaller scales, but using in drug delivery or battery materials or in crop science, many different topic areas. And then also here is one of Dolomite's products called the Fluidic Factory, which is a 3D printing platform for making microfluidic structures. Also in genetics and population genetics, we have a world-leading position in single-cell biology, single-cell genomic biology. So this platform here is called the Nadia platform, and it allows you to process populations of cells and analyze those cells on a single-cell level. But then also we make glass in our factories as well. We have the largest glass blowing facility in the UK in our group, and most of this glass is for scientific purpose. But rather funnily, because Hollywood movies are produced a lot of the time in the UK, the Beauty and the Beast movie with that glass bell jar, we made that glass bell jar, and also the Harry Potter movies, all the glass around the Harry Potter movies, we also made that. So it's kind of funny, but we do that sort of thing too. And if you think about how we achieve this, we basically get some of the best people in the world who fight against the established convention, do not follow the rules, do not do the way things have been done before, but try to find the new ways and better ways to do things, to make the best products, to do new things for the human race, to explore new ways of living and new ways of being. And so we have a really good team of engineers, designers, chemists, and biologists to make that possible. Also, one thing is that we have a sales office here based in Hanoi. So we have, where are the others? So what is it called? Yeah. So Vo and Qing and Tuan, so put your hand up, Tuan. They all are based here in Hanoi, and they're all Vietnamese, but mostly don't speak to Vietnamese customers. Most speak to customers in China, or Korea, or Taiwan, or Indonesia, or Singapore, Australia, all over Asia, but not Japan and India. And actually, Qing is a graduate of Becpa University as well. So, what year did you graduate, Qing?
2008.
2008.
Yes.
So overall, that is Blacetrace, what it does at the moment. What we mean by productizing science is taking new intellectual property, new knowledge, which is being generated usually from university environments, and translate it to products that can be sold into markets and be useful to people. So we're not focused on doing research, we're focused on translating research to real practice. And we have done lots of consulting over the years, but today we mostly make standard products, which are things like chemical reactors, chemical manufacturing equipment, microfluidic products, 3D printers, single-cell biology, and also nanomaterials. And microfluidics is underneath everything that we do. There is one journal called Lab on a Chip, which is one of the most important journals in the world in this field, and I have been on the editorial board of that journal for 7 years. And it publishes 60% of all papers in the world in microfluidics. So the name Blacetrace stems from two concepts: the word black and trace in the English language. Trace meaning, in this case, to plot data on graphs over time, like when you go to the hospital. And black meaning black sheep. So in the case of Western society, because we eat sheep and we farm sheep for many years, we have the idea that most sheep are white. Sheep follow each other. So when you have one farmer and one dog, you can control 1,000 sheep, because the dog and the farmer chase one sheep and the others all chase that one. The main thing about it is if you have a black sheep, sometimes because of a genetic aberration, the black sheep doesn't follow the other ones, it goes the wrong way. Now the farmer thinks the black sheep is very irritating, but in our society, in Western societies, we think of the black sheep as having a double meaning. It's bad because it's somebody who does not follow the rules. Many times also the black sheep is the one who creates the new way for everybody to follow. So we all are white sheep, because if we did not follow the rules, our societies would collapse. Of course, when you're riding semi in Hanoi, then maybe the idea of being a black sheep maybe is quite normal. Everybody black sheep together. but in Western countries, when we have rules in the traffic, when the red light is red, it means stop. Maybe in Hanoi, red light means look a bit more and continue. I don't know. So the way of the black sheep means to do things that are different to the way others are doing it, and hopefully find that you find the new way that is better. So Cirrus is one of the brands inside the Blacetrace group, and Cirrus makes products which are for chemistry. And so the traditional ways that chemists do things are in batch reactors, round bottom flasks, test tubes, and batch reactors. So Cirrus makes products like that, both in lab scale and pilot scale, which are anything ranging from a few milliliters up to 100 litre scale. But then also, the thing that Cirrus has pioneered is the concept of flow chemistry. So I actually wrote the Wikipedia page in 2006, which is called flow chemistry, because at that time the term did not exist. Our company pioneered the term flow chemistry. Flow reactor, continuous processing, many other terms existed, but nobody used the term flow chemistry. So we created that term, and we wrote the Wikipedia page. And now today, people give TED Talks and say it's the most amazing thing. When we first used the term 12, 13, 14 years ago, people told us we were idiots, crazy idiots. The same people now give TED Talks and say it's the most amazing thing. That is what it takes to be a black sheep. People tell you you're an idiot for a long time. Actually, I just saw now on LinkedIn, somebody was just granted a Nobel Prize, and they posted, after they got the Nobel Prize, they posted a letter from Nature from 27 years ago when Nature rejected their paper. They got the Nobel Prize from it. So that shows the idea of the black sheep. You have to wait until the black sheep becomes the white sheep. Anyway, so this is Titan, which is a flow chemistry platform for pilot and production scale. And the customers of Cirrus are very diverse, but almost every pharmaceutical company in the top 50 pharmaceutical companies of the world have our products, and then also many other chemical companies in petrochemicals or fine chemicals and polymers, many, many different things. And also universities. So this picture, we have not updated this picture for 7 years. So that means that 7 years ago, we already had these customers. We have thousands of other customers since then, but we don't change the picture all the time because we already have many good customers. So Dolomite came from the fact that when we started launching our series products, what happened was people who were not chemists were saying, you're idiots. So that we made these products for chemists and they say we're idiots. That was when we first launched 15 years ago, products 15 years ago, we're idiots. But people who are not chemists kept saying, oh, that's cool. So that's a bit strange. We made this product for chemists and they say we're idiots. And the people who are not chemists are saying it's cool. So, okay. So the people who came to us and said it was cool were doing things like genome sequencing, or they were doing fuel cells, or something else, different thing, but they could see that the technology we had was useful for them. So finally, after many people coming to us and saying, can we please help them? We said, okay, we'll create a new team called Dolomite, and what we'll do is we'll make that team be a consulting team to help people who want to use microfluidics for other purpose. And our first project was with a company called Solexa, which generated a genetic sequencing system called sequencing by synthesis. And today, it was then acquired in 2007 by a company called Illumina, and today 95% of all sequencing in the world is done by that technology. And we developed that technology with Solexa in 2005 until 2007. And then in the biology side of things, we have many other innovations, but ultimately, we didn't care what the application, so we worked with oil companies for drilling under 8 kilometers of water under the ocean to actually find oil to allow us to continue to survive because we are addicted to oil. So without oil, we die. So therefore, we have to find new ways to get oil. So going under 8 kilometers of water in the South Atlantic is very difficult, and we found ways to help them do that. Also, we have had our products go to space with NASA and the European Space Agency going on space missions to do various forms of analysis in orbit. Also, we worked on lots of food manufacturing to actually, one interesting project with Nestle was to work out how do we eat food that tastes nice, no reduction in the nice taste, but not make us get fat. And so we, with Nestle, made oil droplets because all of our food that tastes nice, well not all, but a lot connects to oil and to the way the oil touches our tongue and makes us feel the flavour. But the flavour comes from the surface area of the droplets of oil. But the stomach comes from the mass of the oil. So what we did was, together with Nestle, we made oil droplets, but inside the oil droplet was a water droplet. So the skin of the oil was only 5% by mass of the mass that you were eating, but the taste, exactly the same, because the surface area was the same, but the mass was only 5%. So therefore, this kind of project is very interesting to be able to have food that there's no chemical difference, but we can eat as much as we like of that, we don't get fat. So many projects that we work on, all of these projects had in common, they had something to do with control or measurement of fluids at a micro scale. And we worked on more than 1,000 projects over 10 years with mostly Americans, but also Europeans as well, and Singaporeans and Japanese too. But ultimately, through this process, we learned a lot about microfluidics and how to use it in many different ways. And so the customers of Dolomite, again, are actually pretty much every top 100 university in the world buys our stuff, but also different multinational corporations, also like NASA is there. Also Google. We have no idea what Google does with our stuff, but they buy stuff from us. Don't know why. They just buy stuff. I think they just have a lot of money because we all click on Google stuff. Anyway, so the other thing we have within our group then is also glass fabrication, and most of it is scientific, but we also do work on high-end architecture and design. So we don't design this, we just make it. But this here is the light fitting in the living room of the most expensive residential property ever bought in the UK, which is £140 million apartment. It's not a house, it's an apartment in London, overlooking Hyde Park. So £140 million, what's that? I'm just thinking about how many tea of dong that is. That's a lot of tea. What's that? 3,000. So it's about 9,000 dong. 9,000 dong for an apartment. And it's only a like 300 square metre apartment. 9,000 dong. And but that light fitting costs 15 15 billion. Yeah, 15 billion. 15, that light fitting is 15 billion dong. Just the light. 15 billion dong for the light. For the light, just for the light. and the roof in this restaurant here is also about 30 billion dong ceiling made of glass. And these places, basically the only place in the world where people spend this crazy money is New York and London. Because New York and London is where every rich person takes their money. It doesn't matter if they're Russians or the Chinese or they come from Saudi Arabia, they take their money to London or New York, and that's where they spend it. And so these homes or restaurants in London and New York, and hotels, they spend crazy money. And because we make glass, and then designers come to us and say, can you make this? And say, okay. But it's very funny. And then we also have them, as I say, the movies. So here we have Beauty and the Beast, Harry Potter, and then this here is a movie from 2017 called Life, which is a science fiction movie, and that's one of our microreactors here. So overall, Blacetrace is at the cutting edge of what can be done in a number of fields, and we've established a very strong track record in lots of scientific discoveries around the world and turning them into products, and then marketing and selling those around the world. But our still biggest problem is that we don't have enough people to help us sell those things around the world, and we're always interested in working together with people. So I'm happy to